Have you ever wanted your very own tabletop pinball machine? Have you ever wanted your very own tabletop pinball machine that you could reconfigure on the fly in order to create new challenges and adventures? Have you ever wanted to create your very own tabletop pinball machine that you could reconfigure on the fly in order to create new challenges and adventures that didn't cost an arm and a leg? Have you ever wanted your very own tabletop pinball machine that you could reconfigure on the fly in order to create new challenges and adventures that didn't cost an arm and a leg, and you could eat the ball when you're done playing? Well, have I got a treat for you. In this episode of the Dandy Funhouse, we're going to learn about the educational toy-making powerhouse of the company Thames and Kosmos, who are currently nominated in several categories for a coveted 2025 Toady Toy of the Year award, and we're going to unbox, assemble, play, and review their 2025 Toady Award nominating STEM experiment kit, Pinball Machine Maker Gumball Rally. Are you ready to rally, my pinball-loving friends? Let's step into the funhouse.
Where am I?
You just entered the Dandy Funhouse.
Hello and welcome to the Dandy Funhouse video show, podcast, and blog. This is where we flop our flippers and flappers for the most frivolizing retro pop culture, toys and games, and all the fun stuff you can chew with your mouth open. I'm your host, Neil Dandy, and this is our very first episode of the year of our Lord and Savior, 2025, and I'm kicking things off with a full-on review of Pinball Machine Maker Gumball Rally by Thames and Kosmos. If you're watching the video version of this show, you might notice my background. It's not quite as snazzy as it usually is, and that's because of instead of having a colorful, draped, or graphical animated background, I just have what's actually behind the dandy curtain, which is my production and tinkering room that's currently being overhauled for increased efficiency, productivity, and capabilities. But for today, it just kind of looks like a mess. If you want to make an omelet, gotta break some eggs. And that's just the way it is. Okay, we're going to get into this review of Pinball Machine Maker Gumball Rally. But first, I really want you to pay attention to these awesome Dandy Funhouse t-shirts. Let them know you've arrived ready for 2025 looking oh so dandy. And as you might have guessed, for your wearing convenience, we've included a front and a back so you don't get cold. But wait, there's more! Not only do you get a front and a back, but we've also custom cut 4 special penetration points, perfect for poking your arms, head, and torso through. Now, how much would you pay? Prices are subject to change, so I really can't tell you here. Otherwise, 100 years from now, I'd have to sell them to people at 2025 prices. But head over to the Dandy Fun shop at dandyfunhouse.com, or if you're watching on YouTube, we also have a Dandy Fun shop set up there as well. And while you're there, you can check out our bags of harshly ground French roast coffee and mugs and t-shirts for our coffee brand, Coffee Badger. If you work from home but your jerk boss makes you come to the office for no other reason than to validate the overhead expense of the space, you, my friend, are a Coffee Badger. You badge in, caffeinate, badge out, and go home to get your real work done, or maybe just hang out with your dog and pretend you're getting your real work done. Either way, Coffee Badgers of the world, the Dandy Fun Shop salutes you. Once again, get over to dandyfunhouse.com and see all we have for you, where you will find absurdity amplified in the Dandy Fun Shop. Okay, Pinball Machine Maker Gumball Rally by Thames and Kosmos. Well, I first heard about this company, Thames and Kosmos, while I was putting together the year-end episode for 2024. I'd never heard of these guys, but they were nominated in several categories for Toady Awards, Toady standing for Toy of the Year. I was looking over all the different toys and picking the ones I found most interesting in each category. And Thames and Kosmos not only kept coming up over and over again, but I kept picking their products as the ones I found most interesting. And I was so intrigued by one of their products, in particular, the Pinball Machine Maker Gumball Rally, where you assemble your own actual working tabletop pinball machine that you can reconfigure at will, and you shoot a gumball that you can actually eat when you're done. Of course, how are you going to play pinball after you've eaten all the gumballs? Well, that's going to be another problem for another time. But anyway, for the longest time, I've been wanting to incorporate pinball into this show. I'd really like to have an expert in the industry send me segments on exciting new machines and retrospectives on pinball classics and make it a regular occurrence here at the Dandy Funhouse. And if that's you, please reach out to me. I want to make this happen. Anyway, this seemed like a great way to start dipping this show's toes into the pinball waters, as it were. But before we unbox, assemble, and play this thing, I'd like to dig into this cool company, Thames and Kosmos, for just a moment here. Thames and Kosmos was founded in 2001 when a small science center and toy store called the Thames Science Center, located in Newport, Rhode Island, teamed up with the publishing house Frank Cosmos Vertags to create science kits for the U.S. market. Kosmos was originally founded as a book publisher in 1822 by Johann Friedrich Frank. After 100 years of publishing, in 1922, Kosmos published its first science kit aimed at kids and young adults with hands-on experiments like chemistry sets, physics, electronics kits, and a whole lot more. Now, these days, in conjunction with Thames and Kosmos has diversified into almost every area of science and has been a virtual and literal conveyor belt of award-winning science-based toys and games loved around the world. I could start naming off products of theirs, but I'd seriously be here all day. And honestly, they've got so much cool stuff, I wouldn't really know where to start. So if you'd like to explore for yourself, just head over to thamesandkosmos.com and check them out for yourself. As for me, I think it's time to check out this little goodie of theirs that I actually picked up at Hobby Lobby because, well, that's where I found the best price. And they had it in stock, along with a very good selection of other Thames and Kosmos educational kits. Kind of in the area where all the model car kits are. Now, this right here is the, as of the time of this production, Toady Award nominated Pinball Machine Maker Gumball Rally Kit. Now, supposedly, this kit right here not only lets you build your own actual working tabletop pinball machine, but supposedly you can configure it in about 10 different ways. Well, we're going to find out about that right now. Let's crack it open. But first, let's have a look over the box. Looking at the box here, I gotta say, the front is rather sterile. When I first started looking into this, I didn't really realize that it was an educational kit. And the looks of it sort of seem to imply that. It's got kind of a sharper image kind of look about it. You know, it's got that kind of snazzy, educational toy thing. Ages 6 through 12 plus. Well, that plus is good. Oh, your price, $28. Oh, the Hobby Lobby sticker's still on it. Most toys and games I get there, they've got a little snazzier packaging, but Thames and Kosmos kind of has their own thing here. I do think they should jazz it up a little bit, though. I think they could stand with some good marketing. Now, looking at the sides here, picture of one of the configurations on the side. It looks like they've got nutritional facts for the gumball. That's hilarious. That's right, because it does have an edible part of it, and all the different sides look pretty much the same. Let's check out the back here. Adventures, a whole lot of stuff to read. Engineer the ultimate gumball rally. All right, sounds good. Works for me. 88 pieces, 10 experiments, and 20 manual pages. I don't really want to read 20 pages of a manual here. I just want to check this thing out and play with it and show it to you guys. Otherwise, we could be here all day. let's go ahead and pop open the packaging here and get our first look. Dun 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 dun. And not much to see, just brown packaging. But let's see what happens when I unveil stuff. Okay, now we got some color. Now we got some color. Now we got some color. Okay, boy, look at all this stuff. This looks like stuff for the backboard. We could be here a while doing this. All kinds of colorful parts and tubes and runways and this looks like part of the playing field here. We got all kind. I think we might want to just do a box dump. There's there's so much stuff in here, and then once you dump the box, you get rid of the box. All right. Now, I don't really like reading instructions. So wherever the instructions are, we'll set those aside. I'm just going to see if I can actually put this thing together without reading a whole bunch of instructions. I think the only thing left to do is to play some pinball. I am interested to see what these gumballs look like. These have to be the gumballs. I'll open them over the machine. Yeah, I'm not going to empty the whole bag. Apparently they give you a lot of gumballs because they know what you're going to do. They know you're going to be eating some of these. All right. So let's... And I will say it tends to work very, very well. The way that they channel the gumballs down into the mover alonger. Well, they can get stuck though. They got to get past the flippers, of course. Oh, now that's fun. It's just not working. Okay, there we go. Now I'm ready to play some pinball. You guys ready? Let's do it. Ha! It works! It actually flipping works. Oh, this is great. I mean, it's not a good pinball machine by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a pinball machine, and it works. And you can't get too crazy with it, otherwise the balls fly all over the place. And then you got ant. Then you got an ant problem. All right, I'm just gonna put the ball in the upper one and see what we can make happen. There it goes. Oh, and you catch it in the little cup over here. I got you. All right, well, what can I say? Let's do the wrap up. There you've got The Pinball Machine Maker Gumball Rally by Thames and Kosmos. Is it Thames and Kosmos? I think it's Thames and Kosmos, like the river Thames. My thoughts on this. Wow, okay. It needs more attractive packaging for the marketing purposes, but it's an educational toy, and it's packaged like it's an educational thing to take more seriously. It's something to where a teacher could bring this in for their kids at school and not be looked at like they're having nothing but playtime. They can still look like they're doing their job, which I guess might be the point. Is it what I expected? I gotta tell you, in some ways yes, in some ways no. It does I thought it was going to be battery powered somehow for lights and sounds and audible things like that. I didn't expect it just to work under its own kinetic power and springs and things like that, although I am happy that it did. I'm happy it didn't take batteries. I think it's a great lesson in physics and engineering. I mean, did it spark my imagination? Heck yeah, it sparked my imagination. I think kids are going to have a great time with this, and they're going to get a gumball. All right, so I'm not going to talk the rest with a gumball in my mouth, but how am I going to score this on 1 to 10? I got to deduct a point for a little bit of lackluster packaging. Although I understand, I think I understand why it might be this way. Oh, there's a bunch of decals I didn't stick on it. I should have. Maybe another time. But other than that, the fact that you can make an actual working pinball machine, and it actually works okay. I bet you if I got some little silver ball bearings, I bet something that were properly round, I bet you that it would work a lot smoother and a whole lot better. You really have to lock things in, and it's real easy for things to come unlocked off the cardboard backboard. But I mean, it actually works. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. All right. And if you'd like to be a perfect 10 here with the Dandy Funhouse, you should visit the Dandy Funhouse website at dandyfunhouse.com, where you could support the show. If you've ever found any value at all in what we do here, head over to the website. You can check out back episodes there and videos and subscribe to the podcast and things like that over there. So it's not all about me just trying to get a buck out of you here, although getting a buck out of you would be really nice. Do we have a patronage page over there? You can support the show in many ways. Supporters will get access to exclusive bonus material that you can't get anywhere else. And super supporters get access to that same bonus material. Plus, I'll send you something amazing from right here at the Dandy Funhouse Studios. And garbage pile. Might even send you one of these gumballs. Maybe I'll send you the gumball I've already partially chewed here. And then you'll have my DNA, and you could clone your very own Neil Dandy if you find a willing ovum. Podcast listeners can subscribe. Podcast listeners can support via a donation button in the listening app of their choice if the app supports it. And 5-star reviews anywhere you can leave them always get our undying gratitude. Okay, well, how's 2025 treating you so far? Maybe you're listening to this or watching this in 2026 or 2027 or beyond. Hello, year 3000! Does everybody speak in echoes? Do you live underwater? Water, like the Jonas Brothers song? All right, I got to get along. You guys stay dandy. I'm going to play more pinball. Come back here real soon, right here to the Dandy Funhouse, where everything is always fun and dandy. Look at what? Okay, some things don't really work properly here, but what do you want? Oh, I didn't even try turning this wheel over here. Oh, it's so you can aim the aimer and get the ramp going where you. Oh, I see.